Today, we're diving into something truly profound. It's a model of existence that comes right out of Quranic cosmology, and it's this incredible vision where divine mathematics and ancient prophecy, they just click together. They form this single guiding truth about the soul's journey, from light into shadow, and then always back again.
So it really all kicks off with a massive question, doesn't it? Is there some kind of grand design, a hidden pattern to our lives, to our choices, even to our ultimate destiny? We're basically going on a quest to unveil that cosmic mystery, to find what you might call a divine signature, written right into the code of creation itself.
All right, to crack this, we need our first clue, and that clue is what we'll call the vertical axis. Just imagine a set of fundamental, eternal states that define what a soul is, completely outside of time or what's happening around it.
Now, this axis has a name, the 3-6-9 system, or the divine code. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like the spiritual physics of our universe. It lays out 3 essential states for the soul: its origin in pure light, its potential slide into fire, and that all-important moment of choice that sits right in the middle.
Let's start with the number 3. This represents Rooh, or spirit. This is our origin point, right? The primordial state of pure, unfiltered light. You could almost call it the soul's factory setting, that innate, unshakable connection to the divine source. It's the light that we all come from.
So at the complete other end of that axis, you have the number 9. This represents the nafs, the self, but in a state of fire. This is the pole of, let's say, spiritual entropy. It's a state of forgetfulness where pride and ego can build up and create this huge distance from that original light. It's the destination of a soul that's lost its way.
But here's the thing. The soul isn't static, right? It moves, it travels. And that brings us to our second clue, the horizontal path. This is the dynamic journey the soul takes through time, through all of its experiences, through the great stories of the prophets.
And this is where it gets really, really interesting. Look at this table. It shows how our 2 clues just snap together perfectly. On the left, you've got that vertical 3-6-9 system we just talked about: light, choice, fire. And on the right, there's the horizontal journey, called a 3x7 braid, a path through 7 key stages. And just look at how they map onto each other. The state of light lines up with the journey start in water, or mercy. The state of fire connects to the final stage of return. You see, these aren't 2 separate ideas. They are 2 different ways of looking at the exact same cosmic reality.
So, the takeaway here is absolutely crucial. The 3-6-9 system isn't just a static map. It's the fundamental physics. The 3-7 braid, well, that's the story that plays out on that map. And when you combine the vertical axis of being with the horizontal path of becoming, what you get is a helical path, a spiral. The soul isn't just moving forwards or backwards, it's spiraling up or spiraling down.
And of course, every spiral has a turning point, a critical moment where the direction gets locked in. This is where those vertical and horizontal paths cross, forcing a choice that's going to define the soul's entire trajectory.
And that turning point, it's the number 6. It stands for structured light. It's a state that's not quite the pure origin, but it's not the entropic fire either. It is the perfectly balanced moment of potential, the ultimate crossroads of choice. Think about every major test you've ever faced in life, every moment where your character was truly forged. It's all happening right here at the pivot point of 6. And when you're at this crossroads, there are really only 2 fundamental directions you can go. The first is submission, or Islam. Choosing this bends your spiral back toward its origin, back toward the light of the number 3. The second choice is pride, or kibr, and that choice sends the soul spiraling down toward the entropy and fire of the number 9. Now this whole system, the origin, the path, the choice, it's not just some philosophical idea. It is anchored in divine law. As the Quran says, to Allah belongs the first and the last. I mean, that verse just perfectly captures it, right? Whether a soul chooses the path to light or the path to fire, both of those journeys are unfolding within one single, all-encompassing reality.
But wait a minute. What if a soul does choose the path of fire? Are they just lost forever? This brings us to maybe the most profound and hopeful part of this whole model, the revelation of a cosmic safety net.
It turns out the structure of this journey isn't a straight line or even a simple spiral. It's a Mobius strip. You know that mind-bending geometric shape with only one side and one edge? If you trace a line along it, you'll eventually wind up right back where you started, but your orientation will be flipped. It's an infinite loop with a twist in it. And this is the absolute game changer, because the path is a Mobius strip. Even a deep, deep descent into the fire of number 9 contains the hidden inverted geometry of return. The path back to the light of number 3 is literally woven into the fabric of the path away from it. It means no soul is ever truly permanently lost.
And look, this isn't just a cool geometric curiosity, it's a divine promise. The Quran states it with total certainty, and indeed, to us they will return. The very architecture of the cosmos is built on a foundation of guaranteed return. It's baked into the system.
So what makes this return possible? It comes down to a concept called Ahmed consciousness. The best way to picture it is as a divine spark of light inside every single soul that can never, ever be put out. It's a deep, deep memory of the primordial covenant, that moment when every soul testified to its creator. It's a memory that can get buried under a lot of stuff, but it can never be destroyed.
You know, there's a fascinating parallel to this in physics. In optics, if you shine a light on a solid circular object, a tiny bright spot of light appears right in the center of its shadow. It's called Poisson spot. The Ahmed consciousness is the soul's Poisson spot. It's that undeniable point of light in the very center of the self's darkest shadow, the final proof that a connection to the source always survives, even in what feels like total darkness.
Okay, so let's bring all these pieces together, because this isn't just some abstract model about the cosmos. This is the story of the divine signature written into the very core of your own being.
What this whole thing reveals is a universe built not on condemnation, but on incredible compassion. An architecture where every journey, no matter how twisted or how far it strays into the shadows of pride and forgetfulness, is structured to ultimately lead back home, back to the light that was never really gone in the first place.
In the end, it really all comes down to this one idea. The 369 is the divine signature written into creation. The 3x7 braid is the story of how we remember that signature. And your journey, every single soul's journey, is just the unveiling of that spark of Ahmed within, the part of us that was never really lost, but was always, eternally, on its way back home.